pistol.
Hello, YouTube world. My name is Larry. This is my first video going onto YouTube, starting a new channel. It is called Larry's Sport Shooting Channel. And what it is I'm documenting my journey into the sport shooting world, getting into shooting competitions. And I'd like to share my journey with everybody and help out anybody else that wants to come in to the sport shooting world. This way you could see my pitfalls and learn from me, and that way you don't spend as much money as I am and buying different things and trying out different things to see what works. So yeah, this is going to be a journey. In the first video, we're going to be talking about my AR. I'm going to go over the setup I have on my AR-15. I haven't gotten into any competitions yet with the AR-15, but what I have done is I've joined these tactical training events, and I'll tell you why I did that. To me, going into these tactical training events, they're not scored competitions, but they do put you under stress, both physically and mentally. So you're having to learn your weapon under a stressful environment. You're also required to do different physical activities with your weapon. And I figured doing this first it's going to teach me, and it's going to get me ready to go into like a 2-gun competition or a 3-gun competition. And this way I could be better, I could be quicker, and get into these competitions and hopefully start off strong. So my big advice is to do that first. Get into an organization or a shooting club in your area that offers tactical training, and do a few of them. The organization I'm with does it once a month. So I do it once a month just to, get myself better with the AR-15 and learn the functions and learn how to deal with malfunctions. That's a part of shooting competitions. So it's a great way to really get you familiar with your weapon and just become overall better and more confident when you get into these competitions. Okay, and just to get started, I'm going to show you here. This is my AR-15. I'm going to show you what I bought, what I put on it. I've made several upgrades to it to help me in my competitions. And as you can see, folks, I do have a flag. It is unloaded. Okay, there is a magazine in it, but it is completely empty. And no, in this room, I have no ammunition whatsoever. So there's no way for this weapon to be unsafe. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do... All right, everybody. So here we're talking about the AR-15, like I said. And I want to apologize if there's a little bit of echo. This is my workshop in my garage. I think it's a little safer area to talk about the weapon here. Okay. This is my setup. Now, I went with a Delton DTI. I believe this one was the 316L model. Trust me, it came completely different than what you see it here. Okay. I made a few upgrades to it, and I'm going to go over everything that I've done. That way you guys could kind of get an understanding of the setup and what's comfortable for you. And this particular one is working for me. This gun has been very accurate. It's lightweight with the scope and everything, unloaded, but with an empty magazine, it weighs exactly 7.2 pounds. So, and the nice thing about it being that weight, my wife, who also does competitions with me, also could shoot it, and she shoots it very comfortably and very accurately. So that's another thing to think of. If your partner is going to be with you, make sure you're setting something up. And again, I know getting into shooting, most people have to get into it in a budget. It is expensive for a lot of these things. So my wife and I are able to use the same competition guns. So we don't have to buy a duplicate of each gun just for us to use. Okay. All right. Starting here at the front, guys, this is the Precision Armament Hyper-Tap muzzle brake. Okay. Now, in any competition shooting, I do recommend a muzzle brake. Now, guys, if you're going to be an indoor shooting range, that kind of stuff, don't put a muzzle brake on. Don't do that to your neighbors shooting next to you. This is really for outdoors, open areas. This muzzle brake is extremely loud, and it does blow a lot of gases, especially to the sides here. But I tell you one thing, this thing really mitigates a lot of the recoil, and it keeps the gun shooting flat. You're going to see on videos that I'm going to add into our content of that case where you could see the gun is extremely flat and accurate. And a lot of it is because of that muzzle brake. The rail I have is a Stinger rail. The reason I went with the Stinger rail, I love the durability of it. It's very strong, very stiff. And again, people, as you know, for an accurate rifle, you want a free-floating barrel. You want that barrel's harmonics to work. So having a free-floating rail that's very stiff, it's not going to interfere with the gun. As you could see, nowhere on here does the rail touch any part of the gas system or the barrel, anything at all. You got to remember, for accuracy, anything that's touching that barrel is going to make a difference in the groupings of your shots and the accuracy of it. Okay, so I like the Stinger rail. I know it was a little bit on the expensive side, but it's durable. It's been dropped. It doesn't dent, and it has the anti-movement tabs on here, so it keeps aligned. And like I said, I also like the barrel nut that comes with it. It is steel barrel nut, not aluminum. But the nice thing is the weight stays over here on this side of the gun, not on the front end of it. And number two, it's a very durable barrel nut that really it's a low profile, so it doesn't touch and it doesn't have a hole that some of the other ones that you have to time for your gas tube to go through. The other thing you got to remember, that gas tube, anything touching it and you get that vibration in there is also going to affect the harmonics of your barrel, because that gas tube is connected to your gas block, which is connected to your barrel. So little things like that to think about when it comes to accuracy of the weapon. Okay. Now, going down right now, I'm using the CV Life optics. It's a 1-in-6 by 24. It has both the red and green sight window that you could turn on, which is great because you could turn it on as a red dot. It's got really good vision. It's got 5 different settings, so in bright light you could still see it very well. And it's got the reticle that really has the different settings for if you're shooting at 200 yards, 300 yards, or 500-600 yards sometimes. So it's a very inexpensive optic for everything that you get with it and everything that the capabilities of it. And it works really good, especially in the tactical training parts when you're having to transition from close targets to faraway targets. So it really works very well. Okay. As you can see, I've made the mag release ambidextrous. I've also went with a 45 degree safety, which is also ambidextrous. Okay. I changed the buffer tube, inside too, the buffer spring, the Geissele, actually the Super 42 series. It comes with the buffer and the spring. It's a braided spring. So it reduces the noise. It also reduces a lot of the harmonics on there, and it also helped a lot with recoil. That's another thing for recoil mitigation, something to think about. Okay. I'm using the Magpul CRT, the quick releases for the sling here on the backside. It's another thing too about the rail. You've got quick releases. You got 4 of them, 2 on each side, on the front and back. So it gives you very big versatility. Okay. As far as pistol grip, I'm going with the Magpul, the Moog K2. Reason is I like the angle of this pistol grip. I also like that it has the storage inside the pistol grip. That really helps if you need to put extra, maybe a little bottle of oil or anything in there, just to have extra parts in case something happens while you're out in the field. Okay. So that's just the basic outside furniture. Now let me show you the other side and talk about the other upgrades I've done to it. All right, everybody. So what I've done is opened up the gun. First thing I want to talk about, as you can see on this side, the ambidextrous safety, and also I did the magazine extension. And I'll tell you why I did these two upgrades. All right, so the first time I went to a tactical training event, I had an accidental discharge. And I'll tell you why I had it is, again, you're under a lot of stress that they put you through. We just finished a stage where we had to rapidly fire. We started with our pistols and then transitioned into the AR. And it was timed. And I had a malfunction first with the pistol that took a little bit of time. So by the time I transitioned to the AR, I wasn't able to get off my last shot before the time ran out. Now, good thing is I believe in gun safety. The rifle was always pointed downrange, but when I went to release the magazine, I had just the standard magazine release, the small little button. I accidentally, my finger went into the trigger and did not have the safety on yet. And as soon as my finger touched that trigger, I have a CMC 3.5 pound trigger, and it went right off. Again, thank God the rifle was pointed in a safe direction, so the bullet actually went downrange, but it was a accidental discharge. So because of that, I went ahead and upgraded to the extended magazine. I also made it ambidextrous, so I could eject it each side. And I also changed to the 45 degree safety lever, okay, and also ambidextrous. So now, as soon as I'm done firing the weapon, as soon as my finger comes right off that trigger, my trigger finger is the one that will push it into safety immediately, okay? And again, like I said, I do have a CMC, of course, Texas company, 3.5 stage. It is a curved competition trigger, okay? Guys, if you've ever put an aftermarket trigger in your AR, you're going to notice a world of difference. The break on this, The trigger pull on it is so precise and so easy. It is great for competitions. Now, guys, a 3.5 trigger pull, I don't recommend it if you're using your weapon for safety, or using it for law enforcement or military or anything like that. You need at least a 5 or 6 pound trigger pull, safety wise. Okay. Now, coming down to the charge handle, I don't remember the name of the manufacturer. I actually bought this, the charge handle, in a at a show. And again, I got the "Don't Tread on Me" here. It's good. It's hard anodized aluminum. The nice thing about it is ambidextrous, so you could open it from either side of there. Now the bolt carrier group that I'm using, this is an aluminum carrier group. Tiger Rock is the manufacturer of this one. It is all aluminum. Now, the benefits with this, folks, I mean, if you could reach out and see how light this bolt. As a matter of fact, I think it's 5.2 ounces is the weight, total weight of this, or B bolt carrier group, BCG. And guys, this makes a big difference in recoil, mitigation, and also how quick you cycle through each round. Okay. Now, because of the lighter bolt, I am a little bit overgassed. I do not have an adjustable gas block. That's probably going to be my next upgrade. Actually thinking, before I get an adjustable gas block, what I may do is I want to upgrade the barrel. Instead of going with the carbine length gas tube, I want to do a mid-length gas tube. And guys, when you go to the mid-length, that's going to lower the gas pressure going back into the bolt carrier group, which will put this back to where it needs to be at the 2 to 3 o'clock area, instead of slamming. As you can see, I've got, there you go. I've got pretty good marks on there from the brass slamming into the block there. Okay. Now, guys, I hope this was informative. Let me know in the comments below what you liked about the setup, what you didn't like. Guys, it's all right. This is my first time on YouTube channel, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot for me to learn. There's a lot of mistakes I'm going to be doing. But I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'd love to hear your comments. And please subscribe. I don't have any subscribers because I haven't put the video up on the YouTube channel yet, but hopefully I get some subscribers, and I'll try to do at least once a month content. Try to make it interesting, and talk about the other weapons that I do have in my collection for competition. All right. Thank you guys, and have fun.